Hello and welcome to Let Me Bore You to Sleep. Hello. So, it's Saturday the 22nd of October 2022, and please only listen when you can safely close your eyes. There may be background sounds because there may be this time of the day. On a Saturday, people are out doing stuff, having fun, blum, 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 blum. So, for those that haven't watched or listened to these Let Me Bore You to Sleep podcasts before, how would I explain it? I guess it's it's kind of like a vlog, just me talking about my life, my very, very boring life, I should add. Sometimes I'll talk about what's going on in the news, or if I find a funny story, or one of the favourite things that people that listen to me like me to talk about is my stats and how many people are listening, things like that. They love that. It's one of their most favourite things. Another thing people like to do is hear me drink, so they can hear the insides of my mouth. It's very popular. I'm just naming off all the things that people complained about over the years. When he talks, we can hear his voice. It's like moaning about what someone looks like as you're watching a video. Like, well, stop watching. If you're not a fan of my big, fat, sexy beard, then don't look at it. Then there's 7 billion people in the planet. Go and have a look at one of them. There's lots of other choices. I ain't the only beard. No. So, sniffing, that's a very, very, very popular thing. That goes down well. Other than that, it's just me chatting. Pretty much it, really. Just chatting away for, I don't know, maybe an hour or so. Just chatting and talking, and yeah, that's it. I thought what would be nice to do something a little bit different today and kind of start off with a body scan, just to calm us down, calm our minds down and our bodies. So, of course, only do this if you can. You don't need to close your you don't need to close your eyes to do it, but I wouldn't advise doing it unless it was safe to close your eyes, if you know what I mean. I mean, you shouldn't be listening to this unless it's safe to close your eyes anyway. So, if you're driving along and you're sort of focused on the different parts of your body, probably not a good idea, You need to keep your focus on what you're doing. Although it's very good if you can stay relaxed and focused at the same time. That's a pretty groovy state of affairs if you can do that. So what I noticed is with body scans, and I first learned body scans probably in my early 20s. This is about 400 years ago. And then I really learned body scans, like for proper, regularly doing them, in 2002, November onwards, for years. And even though the body scan does help you relax, because it's meditation. It's a meditation practice. Was part of the meditation program. I mean, some would say it's not meditation. Some would say it is. Meditation is focusing, like an inward focus, but you can also externally focus as well. You can meditate on the sounds around you. There are no rules, really. I suppose some rules would be maybe don't do it when you're dancing, but then who's to say? Who's to say? Because some people, I know someone that had a neurological condition where the only time they really relaxed is when they danced. So, we can't be so limited as to say, well, you can only relax if you have your eyes closed and if you're sitting in a sofa or lying down on a bed. It's not necessarily the case. I've had many journeys on trains and buses where I've done the body scan, or where I've done some self-relaxation. And you don't always need a long time. You can do it within a minute, or you can spend an hour. It's really up to you. But I've been thinking, I'll explain what a body scan is for those that don't know what it is, because, not everyone's going to know. I didn't know what it was. I mean, I'd done it in the past and hadn't known what it was, if you know what I mean. I'd done it in a meditation. I had a meditation tape, which is a Buddhist meditation tape. I think it was Buddhist. Learn to meditate. And one of those was the body scan, but they didn't call it a body scan. I think they just called it focusing. So, that's something that I've noticed in psychology. You get certain phrases and words to describe the same thing, but different words. So if someone's, you could take a technique that's hundreds of years old in hypnosis, and psychologists use it as if it's a new thing. And, they'll give it a different name when it was used. Imagery, imagination, stuff like that was used, decades and decades and centuries ago. So, it's the same with, I guess, meditation. With these kinds of things, people give them different names. Some people like to name stuff after themselves. So today we're going to do the Juicy JJ Body JJ scan, or just the body, or the JJ scan. I'm not going to call it the body scan, the JJ observation, body observation. Yes. So what the body scan is basically, it's literal. You're just scanning your body. You just, for me, my understanding, and don't take my words for true, because I guess other people have different understandings of what it is. For me, it's about observing the different parts of your body without judgment, without trying to cause yourself to relax, but at the same time without getting annoyed or stressed or over-focused on parts that aren't relaxed. So it's about not judging yourself. It's about just observing. And that process of observing is, I guess, disassociation. So when you're observing, it's almost like you're stepping out of yourself, even though you're getting more inside of yourself at the same time. It's a weird kind of concept, really. And when you observe yourself, when you do disassociate in a kind of a small way, and you step out and you observe, whether it's physical pain, whether it's emotional pain, whether it's stressed muscles, even if it's an emotional memory, a traumatic memory, something like that. By stepping back and observing it, you can see things in a different way, and it changes. It may change how you react to that memory or that physical feeling, or it could transform it, or just could give you a little bit of space, so that instead of responding or reacting, rather, you respond if you choose, because you can go from reacting to responding. So there's a bit of a space between reacting and responding. Responding is like instant. Reacting is just, I'm going to get the words right in a minute. Reacting is instant. Responding is more of a choice. But it might not seem like a choice. Eventually, you respond. Maybe it takes longer to respond. And maybe you get to the point where it stretches out so that you no longer choose to respond. Or you make a decision how to respond. A bit like if you know someone that's argumentative, and maybe in the past you'd get into arguments with them, and over time you've learnt not to do that. You care about the person, but sometimes maybe they're a bit difficult and they like to argue, like to be right and all that stuff. They're basically a human being. And you can get to the point where you can step back from your emotional reaction to be able to just respond or not respond, depending. So now some of you might be thinking, wait a minute, am I listening to the right recording? This isn't Let Me Bore You to Sleep. This sounds more like a hypnosis session. It's not supposed to be. It's just... I've been thinking about something that someone said recently. I did a podcast, a new podcast. I close my eyes sometimes, by the way, because I get tired. I get relaxed when I do these. I could fall asleep. If I was lying down on a bed, I would fall asleep. Like I don't know if I'd be asleep by now, but I would definitely be on my way to falling asleep, because that's just how it is. Just how I am. I'm gonna have a drink. So, yeah, this comment, it was a really nice comment, talking about the Let Me Bore Your Pain Away podcast. But then saying that the Let Me Bore Your Pain Away podcast, it was more relaxing than the Let Me Bore You to Sleep. And I was thinking, no, maybe I've gone wrong, because these are supposed to be relaxing, and maybe they're not as relaxing as they could be. So I need to remedy that. I need to maybe find a way to make them more relaxed. Now, if that involves me talking less about myself, then I won't make any more recordings, because that's all I want to do is talk about myself. No, what I thought maybe, I've got an itch on my nose. I thought maybe, do you like my beard, by the way? It's overgrown. The moustache part of the beard is growing over my lips. I'm a little bit worried that I'll wake up and my lips will be like stuck together by the beard, and probably not going to happen though, is it? Really, I probably shouldn't really worry about that. Brilliant. I left the volume on my iPad. Great, thank you. Wonderful. What a treat to have the come up. So I was thinking that really this should be the most relaxing podcast I do, because falling asleep involves relaxing. That was a bit high pitched, wasn't it? Relaxing. So falling asleep, the one major thing people tell me or have told me in the past, one of the problems I've had with falling asleep was a busy mind, overactive mind, lots of internal chatter and stuff like that, worrying about stuff. So the idea really, the main idea behind the Let Me Bore You to Sleep recordings was to help, partly as a distraction, to distract you from that internal dialogue, to maybe give you something different to think about, to take you away from that, whatever it is that's playing on your mind, whatever, to be a distraction, but also to calm down your mind, to slow things down. But with this podcast, I'm not explicit with it, in the sense of I don't normally talk about your mind slowing down. I do that with the hypnosis recordings. And I do think to myself, why am I making so many different recordings when I could perhaps do the morning just one recording? But that's a different subject. That's a different subject. I also know, I've been told, I say I know, but from what people have told me in the past, over the last few years, that some people listen for company. Hi. A friendly face, friendly voice, a weird face. I don't know if it's a friendly face or not. I don't know if my neighbours would class me as a friendly face. I'm Mr. Grumpy, I think. I don't know. This might not be. I've been told I got a face for radio. So, and I was thinking, don't you mean a voice for radio? And they laughed and walked off. So, I don't know. So, I definitely haven't got a television face. But then you think about it. When you get used to seeing a certain face, it doesn't seem so weird after a while, does it? So after a while, because this beard, I'm going to let my beard grow really wild. I've done it a couple of times before. But I did it probably a couple of years ago, and it was proper ridiculous. During lockdown, I thought I'd let it go really bushy. I struggled to get the mask on because the mask kept being pushed away by the beard, and the mask was out there because the beard was so big. The beard made my nose look small. That's how big the beard was. Now you got to have a big beard to make this whole thing look small. I mean, blimey. I got the third biggest nose in the world. It's ridiculous. It's not fair. It's not fair. No, it's not. So, I don't know. I guess I need a little bit of feedback from you. What is it you would like? Now, I know that perhaps you're not listening to this because you want to leave messages or have a conversation with me. But I've just been thinking, I want to do the best by you. And although I'm doing this as a podcast, I'm also recording on my camera. I've got a camera. I'm not doing it on my phone this time. I'm recording on my camera. It's a Sony. I've had this camera for about a year and I've never used it to make a video. Now, partly because I couldn't be bothered to learn how to use it. Secondly, I found the phone easier because I could just plug the microphone in, but it meant having two microphones. But the downside of using the phone is the transferring the file via the internet onto the iPad, and all that process can take hours. With the camera, it's got an SD disc. Is it SD disc? Storage disc. That is SD, isn't it? Anyway, you can put it in and it basically is recording this onto the disc, which means I can take it out, hopefully, put it into my adapter and then plug it in and then just put it onto my iPad and then edit it straight away. It should be very, very simple, quicker. And if it's quicker, then that takes away the problems I had before with making videos, is the time. It just took so much time. Now the audio is going to be from here, from what I'm doing here. So I'll have to splice the audio onto over the top of the video, because even though the camera is picking up my voice, I'm going to be using this audio. So yeah, but it should still be fairly easy to do. And if it's quicker and it doesn't take me all day just to make 2 recordings, or 1 recording sometimes, it took me 3 days to just upload 1 recording a while back. Now if that situation is sorted and it's a little bit easier and the camera's okay and it works fine, the picture's okay, then it should be all right, hopefully. I don't know if you can see that. You might see a white thing or some weird on my lip. When I had my teeth out, I was eating my lip by accident. So I had 2 teeth out on Wednesday. Still hurts a bit. Yeah, it does. But about an hour and a half later, I was eating something because I was hungry. And I didn't realise I was eating my lip. So I cut all my lip open. So I ended up with what felt like a really, really big lip. You know, like a really pumped up lip because of the anaesthetic. And then when the anaesthetic wore off, it really was that big because I damaged it and it puffed up. It seems to have gone down a bit, but it was at least a quarter size bigger than the other side. Now, I didn't measure it, but from observing, that's my decision that it was a 0.25%. 0.25%, you know what I mean? So, I might grow my hair long. Oh, I'm sweating. Got all these lights on, makes me sweat a bit. So I've got all the setup for camera. You know, I've got the camera, I've got all the lights. I've got 1, 2, 3 lights. I've got that back light there, which is the telly actually. Got a light up there, light there, light there, light there, or light there, light there, light there, and yeah. I've got the recording studio there. I've got my iPad here, which isn't really doing anything. And I've got my camera just here on a tripod. The tripod is on top of the desk. So it's a little bit higher than I would normally have. But I quite like this because I don't really, it's okay having a six pack, but I don't always want to show it off, you know what I mean? Yeah. So should we do a body scan? Come on, let's do a body scan. It's only been 3 hours since I mentioned it. Come on, let's do a body scan. It's weird because on this, I've got this plugged in to the mains, so it's not based on the battery. So it's not going to run out. However, I get 2 hours worth of recording. Now, I'm not going to record for 2 hours, but I'm not even sure what size the file will be because I've got a 64 gigabyte disk in the phone, in the camera rather. It shouldn't be that big for an hour, but 2 hours might be. So I'm not going to talk for 2 hours, thankfully for everyone, but I will do like an hour. So what I was thinking, mind you, I could keep coming back, take the disc out, stick it onto the computer, and then come back and do another hour and another hour, just splice them all together, I guess, if I wanted to. Now, if this was a proper YouTube video, like proper YouTubers, they would splice it so there'd be no gaps between sentences, hardly. And I'm guessing they would splice it down to about a minute. That's how much actual material they'd probably get out of an hour of me talking. Now, I wonder, do they have a script, some of these YouTubers, and they keep reading the script over and over again, and then they just choose which versions they like? And they say, well, I like the first 3 minutes of that one. I'll cut in, I'll put the sentence of that one in, and I'll, so that it all sounds the best that they can make it sound. But I don't think that the next, when a sentence ends, I don't think the next word should start as the next sentence ends. It just sounds weird to me. And I get a little bit frustrated because I watch videos that I really want to watch, that are really of importance to me because I'm trying to learn something new. Maybe it's about podcasting, maybe it's about YouTube, maybe SEO, or maybe it could be anything. It could be, something that I'm interested in learning about. And I got this person talking, and it's just maybe my brain is too slow. I need things to be slower, and perhaps I could put it on a slower pace. Because I think you can slow down the video, actually. So maybe I should do that. But it's so quick. It's just like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, when are you breathing? When are you breathing? Now, see that gap then? That wouldn't be in a proper YouTuber's video. Because I know I'm not a proper YouTuber. Although I've been doing it technically a long time. Although if you look at my YouTube video, my YouTube channel, you think, well, obviously you haven't been doing it a long time, have you? Because you've only got 4 videos. But I started in 2007. Or was it 2006? I think YouTube was 2007 for me. So yeah, I made thousands of videos. Well, over 1,000 videos, but they're all gone. They're not all gone. They're stored somewhere safe. They're stored around. They're around. They're just not around here. In fact, on YouTube, quite a few of my videos are on YouTube, but other people have uploaded them. So other people have obviously downloaded them from my channel at the time and then re-uploaded them on their channel or made a new channel and done that. So there's a few of the old stuff on YouTube, but not on my YouTube channel. Another thing I thought about is, should I just focus on the Let Me Bore You to Sleep? Just have this as this channel. Just do these videos. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What do you think? Do you think so? Maybe. I don't know. Perhaps I should do a 2-hour recording instead of an hour recording. Maybe instead of trying to be doubly boring, I can just be the same amount of boring, but over 2 hours, everyone will fall asleep or become very, very relaxed. Because it's not just about falling asleep, it's about relaxation. And that's why I started to think, like, oh, okay, what do I need to do to make it relaxing? If it's not relaxing, I want it to be relaxing. Maybe not do really high-pitched screeching voices. Maybe that would help.
What do you mean? You're telling me this isn't relaxing? Oh, no. Surely this is relaxing.
Maybe it's not. Maybe I'll stop being childish. But then if I stop being childish, I wouldn't have anything to say. You know, if I was in adult mode the whole time, I probably wouldn't be doing this. You know, it's, you know, I start taking myself seriously, and I do enough of that as it is. I don't want to always, you know, when I'm making videos, I don't really, or podcasts, I don't really, not really want to take myself too seriously. Not really, you know, it's, yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. I want to, it needs to be a break for me too. Needs to be, I really was sitting there with my arms down. The problem is, because the microphone's there, I don't want to bang the microphone. Bang the microphone? You know, I don't want to bash him. I call him Bishop. I don't want to bash the Bishop. I don't want to, no, I don't call him Bishop. I don't, you know, I don't necessarily use my hands a lot. I'm not like, oh, you know, I'm not like a puppet. But Kermit, right, he was always doing that, wasn't he? Welcome to today, and that's a different one. That's the chef, isn't it? Kermit, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Welcome to the Muppet Show. That was my impression of a very, very feeble impression of Kermit. I was going to do Miss Piggy, but...
Oh, Kermit, come here, my name is Miss Piggy.
I can see the letters now. Dear Jason, although I really, really enjoyed your Miss Piggy impression, when you did it the first time in 2018, it's got a little bit boring now. Not in a good way. Not in a, oh, I'm going to fall asleep now, I'm so bored. More in a, please stop. Please stop. So, okay, fair enough. It's a body scan. So, I mean, should I incorporate a relaxation session within this Let Me Bore You to Sleep? Or should I do the, like, chitty chat, and then maybe finish with a body scan? Or should I start with a body scan. I guess I need your guidance, really, because I'm doing this for you, not for me. This is my weird contribution to the world. Not just this particular recording, but, these podcasts are supposed to, like from my perspective, supposed to be useful and relaxing. They're all supposed to be relaxing. Now, some recordings, I guess, are a bit more focused than relaxing. So, for example, a stop smoking session I did recently, I had it I put explicit next to it. It wasn't explicit, it just had a couple of naughty words, that's all. But that was a bit more in your face than most of the stuff I normally do. There was one I did to tell people to stop biting their nails, and that was a bit grimy. That was a bit dirty. It was a bit, but it needed to be, because that was the whole point of the recording. Focusing on the filth, the disgustingness of biting your nails, like the factual disgust, germs and stuff like that. So I did two of those, two different versions of that same thing. I might do another one soon. I might do an updated one, because the last one I did was years and years and years ago. I don't even know if it's still on there. Is it still online? I don't know. I can't remember. And it was quite funny, because it was, I remember I did a video of that. This is back in, I would say, 2011, maybe 2012 area, around about that time, when I was a counsellor. And it was in the evening. I had a counselling job in the evening, on a Monday evening. And I was in this old building. I think it was a mental health building. It was used during the day. In the evening, we used we used them during the day as well. And it was for Mind, the charity Mind. So I was there on a Monday evening, I think it was Monday, with two other people. Now, we had to stay with each other. So even if no one's clients turned up, because it was in the evening, we had to be there with each other. At least two people had to be together until the end, and close up together and everything like that. And it wasn't because most of the counsellors were female. It wasn't really about that. It was about lone working. It was about just protection and just generally looking out for each other, really. To have someone else in another room when you was with your client, it didn't seem that important during the day for some reason, but at night time they did. So I remember there was one night, and I think I just didn't have anyone for that slot. So I'd go in there and there'd be 3 slots, one after another, 50 minutes each, 3 different clients for counselling. And I think I had a slot where in the middle, which I didn't have anyone. And the other 2 people were busy. They had clients. Now, if I didn't have a client and one of the other counsellors didn't turn up or didn't have a client, then I'd spend time with them. We'd chat and, just have a laugh for an hour. Laugh about the clients, and no, I'm joking. But we just hang out for an hour, and then till the end, or till our clients, the next ones turned up. On this occasion, it was just me on my own. The other 2 people had clients. So I sat in my room that I had allocated for me, and I thought, I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a video. What shall I do it on? So I had my camera, my phone rather, sort of placed it on top of this thing, hoping that it was just about close enough to hear me. It was a bit of an echoey room, and I decided to do a stop nail biting recording, and I was making myself laugh because some of the outlandish stuff I was coming out with. Now I had to keep a straight face, but it was hard because I was saying it was true. Everything I was saying was truthful and kind of obvious, I would say. But at the same time, it just made me chuckle inside. I chuckled. I really did chuckle. So yeah, I don't know how I got onto that subject. Why am I talking about that for? It's very unusual. Very, very, very strange. So, look at that. See, it won't be long. I'm just holding up a £20 note. It won't be long before they have a picture of King Charles on the front instead of the Queen. Wow. So it's EIIR, so that's for Elizabeth or whatever, I think. So I wonder what Prince Charles, King Charles will be. I kind of think they should just leave her on there as a sign of respect. Just leave the Queen for a certain amount of time, maybe a year or 10 years or something. But I don't know. It doesn't really make any difference to me. I remember a few weeks ago, they decided, well, they didn't decide, apparently they told everyone, but I didn't know about it, that all the old £10 and £20 notes, English £10 and £20 notes, were barren. They were no longer useful. They were no longer eligible, no longer usable, whatever. I was like, and I thought, oh no. Because I didn't realise what they meant, because I got these. But what they meant is the old, because these are plastic, it's the old paper notes. The ones that used to get soggy and used to just, you could rip them and stuff. This, I don't think you can rip it. No. I'm not putting too much pressure on it because I don't want to. But in the old days, you'd go like that and it would just rip because they were paper. This isn't paper. It's plasticky. I don't know what the material is. It might not be plastic, but it's a material that doesn't. First of all, you can't fold it. Look, this is folding it. Isn't it weird? The lighting seems to have gone. The lighting changed just now on the camera when I did that. Maybe if I do that, the lighting will change again. How strange. Isn't that weird? So, oh yeah, stats. Let's have a look. It's weird. It's it's gone a bit strange the last 3 days. I'm not quite sure why. Okay, maybe not the last 2 days. I mean, it's not bad, but just weekends are often a bit quiet anyway. But I was wondering, I mean, is there something going on in America? Or I think what happened, I didn't know if there was like a holiday or something, but I've looked online and there isn't. Not yesterday anyway. USA holidays. Oh no! Now January, or is it October, November? Yeah, the next thing to happen is Veterans Day on November the 11th, Thanksgiving on November the 24th. This is in America, and then Christmas Day, December 26th. So, is Veterans Day an actual bank? Like it says, public holidays, so you actually have the day off. It's a genuine question. I don't know about this stuff. We don't have that here. We also don't have Thanksgiving in England. I think it'd be quite cool if we did. To be fair, I think it'd be quite cool if we had Thanksgiving every week, like once a week, and actually make it a real thing where people do actually get in touch of what they're thankful for. That would be a very positive thing, but you can't force it really, can you? You must be thankful. What are you thankful for? Arr! I can't think of anything. Come on. But it's every week. You want me to do something, think of something different every week? I can't. I've run out of things to think about. Yeah. It could be a bit samey, couldn't it? I suppose it was every week. But even once a year, I think it would be quite cool. I'm not sure about the family gatherings, but, you know, other than that, it seems like quite a good idea. I suppose if you've got people you like in your life, yeah. I mean, just from my experience, a very limited experience about Thanksgiving is what I see on movies and TV shows and on TV. That's it. And it just seems like Christmas. It seems very much like a Christmas Day, but without presents. So the whole food, like banquet kind of, like lots of food and everyone get, around a table eating and, gathered together and stuff. And that's a Christmas dinner, to me. That's, if you showed a picture to, you don't have hats though. You don't wear funny hats like with Christmas. In England, I don't know about America or other countries either, but we have Christmas crackers, which basically, you probably have Christmas crackers in other countries, I'm sure, but you pull them and they go bang. They don't go bang. There's not a little man in there go bang. It's an actual, like a firework kind of thing. And inside is a really rubbish toy. Just, I mean, I imagine if you got rid of those little plastic toys and you'd never had them in this country ever, never existed, there probably wouldn't be an ecological disaster going on. The climate probably would be fine because we just wasted millions of tons of plastic toys for these rubbish crackers. They're really, really not good. But you can get more expensive ones with better gifts in there, like PlayStations, microwaves, sports cars, mansions, things like that. But they're quite hard to pull. Oh dear. Rolex watches. So also inside is a little hat. Well, it's a little hat. It's a hat. And I remember my dad was like, they used to get the up with me if I didn't put it on, even as an adult, to wear that stupid hat. It's not uncomfortable. You can't really even feel it on you. It's made of paper. Again, imagine how much paper's been used over the decades to make these Christmas hats in crackers. And the cardboard to make the cracker itself. Wow. Can you imagine? The whole world would be different if it wasn't for that. We have ruined the environment just from Christmas crackers. I've never been so angry. So I think, I think, now they're good. It's pointless, but then Christmas, it's pointless, it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? From that perspective, is something, I think, really, in this country. I mean, of course, there's some people, it's a religious festival to them. But for most people, it's not a religious festival. It's a holiday. It's some time off work, maybe. It's an opportunity to maybe meet up with people that you like or don't get on with, whichever way it is. Maybe it's a chance to let your hair down. It's a chance to maybe drink and eat too much. But also, because personally, I think December's not a bad month, but to have it in November, December, the weather starts to get a bit, wintry. A lot of wind and rain in November in this country, and then December, maybe even snow, but it's wintry showers and it gets cold and it kind of breaks up the winter. That week of Christmas, I think, for a lot of people, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. So Boxing Day is a public holiday in the UK. I mean, it looks like you don't even have a Boxing Day in America. Do you not have a Boxing Day? Boxing Day? No? Boxing Day. USA Boxing Day. Monday the 26th. Is there a Boxing Day in the USA? People around the world celebrate Boxing Day on December 26th, although Americans don't recognise Boxing Day as a holiday. How dare you? How dare you? They don't recognise 26 as a holiday, although people in many other parts of the world, including Canada, New Zealand, Great Britain and Australia, look forward to the day after Christmas each year. I know they look forward to it. Why would you look forward to it? I mean, look forward to having an extra day off, it may be, if you have to go back to work on the day after, 27th. I don't think anyone's like, I don't think, you get a group of people, it's halfway through December. So, I can't wait for Christmas. And someone says, I love Christmas Day. My favourite is Christmas Eve because I go to midnight mass. And, the whole waiting for Santa Claus to deliver the presents, and the kids are so excited and putting all the presents under the tree. And so Christmas Eve, my favourite. Yeah, Christmas Day's my favourite because I get to eat food. And I love Boxing Day. Why? I don't know, I just love it. I love Boxing Day. What's special about Boxing Day? I don't know, it's just good. I just like it. Because it means Christmas is over. I think that's what people like Boxing Day, because it means Christmas is on its way out. But it's not really, is it? Not really, because the whole week is Christmas. Until New Year's Day. Or New Year's Eve, rather. So, New Year's Day, yeah. So you got Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, as far as I'm concerned, is a holiday as well, but it's not. It's not a public holiday. But I like Christmas Eve. I used to go to midnight mass with my nan. Like I say, when she was alive, but obviously, I don't dig her up every year, do I? take her. It was when she was alive, and the ground's so hard at that time of year. I used to be midnight, and then as she got older, because she was in her 90s near the end, so she in her 96, in fact, but probably she couldn't go the last few years of her life, but probably early 90s she could still go, and I'd go with her, but she'd go to early. So it's like early midnight mass. It'd be like 8 o'clock in the evening. So they'd do two versions, one like 8 in the and then another one at like 11:30. And I can't remember, the last time I remember going with her would be 2004. Because pretty much every year from 2004, she went up to my auntie's at Christmas. So I didn't see her at Christmas anymore. At all. Didn't see her. Didn't get to see her on Christmas Day between 2004 and 2015. So the last 11 years of her life, I didn't get to see her at Christmas because for some reason she went to my aunt's, and which was annoying, really, a little bit. But I still remember though, 2004, it was Christmas, and I spent Christmas at my nan's. So I was living in the next town. I could have stayed at my dad's probably. But I stayed in my nan's house, and it was the same house that I used to live in when I was about 7, 8 years old. Okay. 7 or 8. Well, 7 and 8. And I slept in the room, which is the room I first slept in. That used to be my bedroom when I lived there. And it's just, I don't know. The bed was in a different place. And I didn't have a poster of Bruce Lee on the wall anymore. And it was more like a storage room with a bed, so it wasn't like full up, but it was, it wasn't really used very often. But it was something about that house. I loved that house. I had very positive vibes about that house. And that was the last Christmas I really enjoyed. It was really good. I spent Christmas Eve going to church with my nan and my aunt and uncle. They came down. And so it was really nice. And then I went to Christmas dinner at my dad's. And then I came back to my nan's and had like dinner with her, evening meal with her or whatever. And then spent Boxing Day. I think we went over to my dad's for Boxing Day. So my nan had a Christmas dinner with my aunt and uncle at her place. And then my dad came round in the afternoon and spent time with her. And then she came back. I think it was Boxing Day. We had Boxing Day dinner there. Anyway, I can't remember, but I was there for about 3 days. 2004, yeah, because I was working in a call centre in sales, selling car insurance. 2004, yeah. Wow. And it was nice. I think Boxing Day is quite good for some people visit relatives, like other relatives on Boxing Day. So maybe stay at home Christmas Day and then visit. I've always been the visitor. No one's ever visited me. But then I've never really been in a position to invite people, really. Not really. I tried to sort of go down that road when I moved in here and tried to have an open mind to maybe visit, people visit in, but no one was interested. I even said to my dad, you could always visit and I can get a bed sofa, so you could sleep over. And he was like, why I got to sleep here when I can just get in my car and drive back? Like, I was thinking he could stay here and we could have a few drinks and, but he didn't even want to do it. So I didn't bother. It's a shame, really. It's not really a shame. I don't really care. I know, care. No. But they're just, I don't know. I guess I was maybe getting a bit sentimental back then. I thought, I got my own home for the first time, and I got my own living room and my own kitchen and a bedroom and I've got all this stuff, these rooms, and I've got a table where more than one person can eat. And now some of you might be thinking, what about the body scan, Jason? You're going to do a body scan. Where's the body scan gone? Well, we seem to have run out of time, I'm afraid. Well, okay, what I'll do is we'll do a little body scan. I'll show you kind of roughly what it is. My understanding is basically I like to do it with my eyes closed. And all I do is just focus on the different parts of my body, starting with the top of my head, my forehead, eyes, and just focus on those parts. You're not trying to change how they feel. You're not judging them. You're not you're not trying to relax those parts of your body. You're just accepting how you feel. Just accepting it. Like, okay, this is how I feel. Cool. So moving from your eyes, incorporate your whole face. So like your jaw, your mouth, your lips, your tongue, your ears, your jaw, of course, your face, the skin on your face, your nose, your eyebrows. And then moving down. So your throat, the sides of your neck, the back of your neck, your shoulders, just noticing how your shoulders feel. Moving down your arms, your elbows, wrists. Just being aware of maybe they feel heavy, maybe they feel light, maybe there's not really any feeling at all, they're just there. Noticing your hands and your fingers, just being aware of your hands and your fingers, not needing them to do anything, not expecting anything to happen, just accepting. So instead of expecting, you're just accepting. Similar sounding word. Moving down your back. So you got your shoulders moving down where your shoulder blades are, the back of your neck, all the way down your spine, either side of your spine, all those muscles, the top, in the middle, your lower back. Just observing, not trying to change, not trying to relax. Being aware of your chest and your stomach. Two parts that move when you breathe. Just noticing how your stomach feels now, above your belly button and below your belly button. So your stomach area, which is above your belly button, and your abdominal area. Those other parts of your body leading down into your groin, your midsection, your hips, buttocks. Just noticing, because this is a very used area. Your hips, when you walk, when you sit, when you move, your hips are always in action. Moving down your legs, your knees, of course your thighs, one of the biggest parts, one of the biggest muscle groups in your body. Just noticing how your thighs feel, not expecting them to feel relaxed. Just accepting, not expecting. Accepting how you feel now, without judgment, without any emotional connection. Just being aware of how your knees, calf muscles and shins feel. Moving down to your ankles. Again, parts of your body that are used. Your knees, your ankles, used so often. You may even wish to just say thank you for all that you do to the different parts of your body, because we really should be thankful. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. Every part of our body has a purpose, and that purpose ultimately is to support us, to help us, to serve us. Whether it's walking, whether it's talking, whether it's breathing, whether it's just holding something, whether it's looking up, whether it's seeing or hearing, breathing, healing. Focusing on your feet and your toes. Just being aware of how your feet and toes feel. All those muscles and tiny bones making up your feet. the skin that surrounds and covers your whole of your body, the most important organ that keeps you alive, keeps bacteria out, keeps infection out, keeps water out, protects your whole body, the whole of your life, spreading all over your body, protecting you. Maybe you can feel thankful for that. Maybe you choose to say thank you to your skin for all it does for you. And it does way more than any of us really give it credit for. It's almost the most obvious part of our body, the thing that we can see so easily, yet maybe not take notice of how much it does for us to keep us healthy, to keep us alive. The skin is almost magical protection. It sounds like a plane going over when you focus on it. Of course, your heart, your lungs, liver, kidneys, pancreas, your stomach, all of those internal organs that function on their own. And you can focus on them, but of course you can't really feel them because they're internal. They're not something you can focus on in the same way as you could focus on your hand or your left knee, or maybe your jaw, your tongue, the toes on your left foot. And your unconscious mind protects you and keeps all of these parts of your body working in unison as a team to keep you healthy. And when you realize that actually your body is on your side, your body wants you to feel healthy and happy and well and relaxed. Maybe you start to realize that perhaps the best way to allow your unconscious mind to function proficiently is to leave it alone, is to allow it to do it in its own way. And the best way for that to happen is for you to relax. Because the more relaxed you feel consciously, the more relaxed you feel unconsciously. And that relaxation spreading through your body, through your mind, sends positive healing messages into your bloodstream, sharing that healing energy throughout your body. through your oxygen, your breathing, into your brain. The brain activating that healing, activating that sense of even deeper relaxation, and sending those signals into all of those parts of your body that need them. Specifically those parts that need to just let go and relax deeply, allowing any physical discomfort to disappear. Calming and slowing down your mind in a way that really does allow you to let go of everything. Let go of everything. Feeling peaceful, at one with yourself, positive that you know that you can experience more of this comfort more of the time, just by expecting to feel relaxed, expecting your mind to slow down, expecting those parts of your body that may have been causing distress before to just relax deeply, as those feelings that were there start to transform, melting away any remaining tension, any remaining stress or discomfort, and filling that part of your body, not just with the deep relaxation that is spreading through your body, through the muscles, through your veins, into your lungs, into your brain, but also that healing energy, that natural healing energy sent from your brain, targeted to those areas that require and that need deep healing the most, connected to that feeling is a sense of letting go, opening that door to allow anything that doesn't belong to leave now. Any feelings that don't feel right, you don't feel as if they should be there, you don't want them there. push them out of that door. Any feelings of discomfort that are no longer required, maybe used to be useful, but now you don't need them anymore. They're of no use to me, no use to you, no use to anyone. So you can just let them go, pushing them out of that door. Wave goodbye. Maybe even thank them for what they've done, because sometimes these feelings really have helped us in the past to maybe make changes that were necessary for our future health and well-being. And as all the remaining stress and tension that may be hiding now starts to gather just near that door. It's almost like you've got this very powerful magnet that's attracting any remaining elements of negativity or stress, tension, pain, pulling all those feelings towards this magnet. And the magnet is a big ball, and you can see how the ball is becoming bigger as all these particles start attaching to it from all around your body and mind. As I count from 5 down to 1, the remaining tension and distress and negativity will move from your body and your mind into that ball, covering that ball even more as that magnet attracts and magnifies, bringing all those feelings towards it, all those negative tension, stress feelings. As I count from 5 down to 1, the remainder will come to that ball, that magnet ball. Now, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now that all of that tension's all attached to that magnet ball, push it and roll it out of that door. If the ball's too big for the door, just widen the door with your mind. Take away the whole of the wall if you need to. Just allow that ball to just roll away. Gone. Roll away. Now. Noticing how you feel. Not just in your body, but also in your mind. Notice how relaxed you feel. How calm and loose. Peaceful. Letting go. Letting go. Really appreciating, feeling so relaxed.